I drive because I love horses. I sort of have this need for speed, and so when I'm in the carriage and driving the horse, I'm just like anyone else. And so I could still have my love of horses and drive at the same time. Plus, I'm a very competitive person. Driving has allowed me to compete on an equal ground with everyone. People don't know that I'm in a wheelchair. Many of the people who've met me for the first time, if they see me in the carriage, they don't have a clue that I'm in a wheelchair until they see me later in the barn. That's kind of nice. It's a sense of freedom. I can go anywhere pretty much with a horse and carriage. I'm very independent. I go anywhere even without the horse and carriage. It's just allowed me to go fast, and I've always been obsessed with horses since I was little, and so it has really allowed me to have that love of my horses and be independent at the same time. Jasper is a very special horse. He is very kind, and he's just so laid back, and yet he just has this button you can push, and he's an absolutely extravagant mover. When I went to bridle him, he was just really annoying because he would always throw his head up, and it took me 8 months to get him to lower his head. So he'd let me bridle him, and I just kept doing it, and he finally thought, he gave in. He loves applause. That is, he just thinks it's all for him. I mean, whether it's for someone else or not, he just thinks it's all for him, and he really, really comes alive. Team USA is a team of 3 people made up of disabled drivers to compete. There's a World Championships for disabled drivers every 2 years. Your horse has to be capable of doing a driven dressage test and a cross-country marathon, and then still have enough energy and precision to drive through the cones. It's a sport that's modeled after the 3-day eventing or combined training. We just don't go over jumps. We go around them. The USA has always used borrowed horses because traveling to Europe is expensive and shipping your own horse to Europe is expensive, and so therefore we have a harder time competing against the nations using their own horses because we fly over and have 10 days to practice with a borrowed horse and learn about it and compete with it. And so this last year in 2006, I brought my own horse, which gave me an edge, which is what allowed me to come home with the individual gold. In the past, all the drivers have had to individually fundraise themselves to provide the funds to go. And United States Driving for Disabled has helped in the sense of getting coaches and getting their expenses paid for, but we're hoping for more. For the first time at the next World Equestrian Games, which is going to be in Kentucky in 2010, the Para-Equestrian World Championships, both for driving and riding, will be held with the other equestrian sports, which is very exciting.